Leeds fans, stop scrolling right now. Elland Road just got rocked by breaking news, and one number is already burning through Yorkshire. £50 million. That's the valuation Graham Smythe just slapped on a Leeds defender who's become unstoppable. Daniel Farke just shut down self-criticism from a Japanese warrior. Joe Rodon's turning into a goal machine, and an attacker's January exit just became real. The first payoff, that £50 million valuation, isn't speculation. It's based on goals that have the Premier League terrified. If you bleed white more than you hate scum, smash that like button now. We start with the controversy Farke just had to address. Buckle up. There's a double cliffhanger waiting at the end. The press conference went quiet when the question dropped. A Leeds midfielder had been brutally harsh on himself after the West Ham victory, and now Daniel Farke had to respond. The tension in the room was thick because this wasn't just any player criticizing himself. This was about mentality, about confidence, about the psychological edge that separates Premier League survivors from championship returners. The player who sparked this whole situation, Tanaka, and Farke's response reveals everything about Leeds' dressing room culture right now. Here's what happened. After starting against West Ham in a rare Premier League appearance, Tanaka told reporters something that made eyebrows raise across Yorkshire. "It was not the best performance for me," he said, adding that he needs to improve his quality every game because this is the Premier League and he can't play a high performance every match. That's a warrior being too hard on himself, and Farke wasn't having any of it. The German boss fired back in Thursday's press conference with a message that echoes through Elland Road. "He doesn't have to say this. There's no reason to be so self-critical," Farke declared, defending his midfielder like a general protecting his troops. Think about what this means. Tanaka has started just 3 games in the Premier League this season. Sean Longstaff and Anton Stach arrived in summer and immediately locked down the midfield. The competition is fierce. Yet here's Farke publicly backing a player who's struggling for minutes, telling him to believe in himself, to understand his value. That's not just man management, that's building a fortress mentality. The numbers tell the real story. Tanaka was instrumental in last season's promotion, a central figure in the championship triumph. Now he's adapting to Premier League pace, Premier League pressure, Premier League physicality. Farke knows this. He specifically mentioned Tanaka's injury against Arsenal, the weeks out, the missed minutes. The boss sees the bigger picture that Tanaka himself might be missing. Do you think Tanaka's self-criticism shows elite mentality or dangerous doubt? Drop your take in the comments, and if you believe Farke's man management is key to survival, hit that like button because this is leadership in action. But while Farke defends one player's confidence, another Leeds star just got valued at an astronomical figure. The reason will blow your mind. £50 million. That's not a transfer rumor. That's not speculation from Twitter. That's Graham Smythe on the Inside Elland Road podcast putting a price tag on Leeds United's defensive monster. The player commanding this valuation, the man who's turned from defender to goal-scoring machine, Joe Rodon. And the transformation is making Premier League attackers nervous. Smythe didn't mince words. He called Rodon the greatest defensive attacking force that Elland Road's probably ever seen. That's not hyperbole when you look at what's happening to goals already this season. Both headers, both crucial, both showing a hunger that's transforming Leeds' entire attacking strategy from set pieces. The evolution is remarkable. Remember when Rodon arrived on loan from Tottenham? He was the defender who couldn't get Premier League minutes at Spurs. Now he's worth £50 million because he's added something lethal to his game. Smythe called him a magnet for the ball in the opposition penalty area and joked that he's not a 5 OP head anymore. He's a £50 million head. The statistics back this up completely. Leeds currently rank 3rd in the Premier League for percentage of goals scored from set pieces at 44%, only behind Arsenal and Chelsea. That's elite company. For goals from set pieces already, and Rodon's responsible for half of them. Sean Longstaff's delivery has been surgical, finding Rodon with precision that's turning corners into goal-scoring weapons. But here's where it gets interesting. Brighton, Leeds' next opponents, have conceded just 1 goal from set pieces all season, the joint fewest in the entire Premier League. They've faced only 30 shots from set pieces, 5th fewest in the division. Their expected goals against from set pieces? Just 2.38. This is an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force. The Welsh international has finally found his Premier League level, and it's at Elland Road, not North London. Craig Bellamy's even being told to investigate if Longstaff has Welsh eligibility after those assists. That's how good this partnership has become. Is Joe Rodon genuinely worth £50 million right now? Comment yes or nitrogen monoxide below. And if you think his goals will keep Leeds in the Premier League, smash that subscribe button because this defender's just getting started. But while Rodon's value skyrockets, Leeds might have to make a painful decision in January. The position affected will shock you. January's coming fast and Leeds United's transfer strategy just got complicated. With November hours away, the recruitment team's already drawing up plans that could see a KEY attacker leave Elland Road. The reason? Daniel Farke's recent tactical decisions have created a surplus in one crucial position, and someone's going to pay the price. The position causing this headache: right wing. And the domino effect starts with Brendan Aaronson's recent performances. Here's the situation that's developing behind closed doors. With Dan James and Willy Gnonto both sidelined with injuries, Aaronson stepped into the right wing role and hasn't just filled the gap, he's excelled. Farke's impressed. The coaching staff's convinced, and suddenly Leeds have a selection dilemma when everyone's fit. Count the options: Gnonto, James, Aaronson, and Jack Harrison all fighting for the same position. That's for Premier League quality players. For one spot. In a squad battling relegation, that's a luxury Leeds literally cannot afford. The financial reality makes this even more pressing. P.S. Our concerns emerged in summer. Those haven't disappeared. Leeds need funds for January reinforcements, and selling from a position of strength is smart business. The mathematics are brutal but clear. Reports suggest Saudi clubs are already sniffing around Gnonto. That's real interest with real money attached. But don't rule out departures for James or Harrison either. Each brings different value to the market. James has Premier League experience and Welsh international pedigree. Harrison's proven himself at multiple levels. The market will dictate who goes. Where Leeds desperately need reinforcements tells you everything. A new striker is essential. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has managed just one goal despite 1.77 expected goals. His pass accuracy sits at 68.5%. His aerial duel win rate at a disappointing 39.3%. Meanwhile, Lucas Mecha and Joel Pirro barely get minutes. Farke doesn't trust them. The message is clear. Fullback depth is another crisis waiting to happen. James Justin is the only reliable backup if Gabriel Gudmundsson or Jayden Bogle get injured. That's playing with fire in a relegation battle. One injury and Leeds' tactical flexibility vanishes. Who should Leeds sell in January to fund a striker? Gnonto, James, or Harrison? Cast your vote in the comments now. And if you think smart trading will keep Leeds up, hit that LIKE button because January's business could define the season. But the story doesn't end there. What's coming next will either unite this squad or expose dangerous cracks. 3 stories, 1 truth. Leeds United is at a crossroads. Farke's defending Tanaka's confidence while the player questions himself. Rodon's transformed into a £50 million weapon, while Brighton prepares the Premier League's best set-piece defense. The right wing's overcrowded while striker and full-back position scream for reinforcements. This is Leeds United in November 2024. Fighting on multiple fronts with everything at stake. Let's connect these dots because the pattern reveals Leeds' survival blueprint. When your manager publicly backs a struggling player, that's building resilience. When your defender becomes a goal threat, that's evolution. When you're willing to sell quality to buy necessity, that's ruthless pragmatism. These aren't separate stories. They're chapters in the same survival manual. The mathematics of survival are HARSH. Leeds needs goals from everywhere. Rodon's providing them. Leeds needs squad harmony. Farke's protecting it. Leeds needs January additions, and they're creating space for them. Every decision connects to the next like moves on a chessboard. And Farke's playing 3 moves ahead while others react to the last one. Here's what the data tells us. If Leeds maintain their 4-4% set-piece goal ratio and add a clinical striker in January, they survive. If Tanaka rediscovers his championship form and adds Premier League quality, the midfield rotation becomes a weapon. If the right wing sale funds the right striker, Leeds doesn't just survive, they thrive. The timeline is everything. Brighton away tests Rodon's aerial threat against the league's best set-piece defenders. The next 5 fixtures determine whether Tanaka gets more chances. January's first week decides which attacker leaves and who arrives. 72 hours could change everything. Every Leeds fan watching needs to act now. First, Smash that like button if you believe Farke's building something special at Elland Road. Second, drop your boldest prediction. Where does Leeds finish this season? 17th and safe? Mid-table comfort? Or is this all building toward something bigger? Third, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell because what happens next affects everything. But here's the double cliffhanger. Graham Smythe hinted at something else during that podcast. Something about Leeds Scouting Network identifying a striker who's already agreed personal terms, waiting for the window to open. The identity, protected by an NDA until December 1st, and meanwhile, Leicester just made a £50 million bid for a Premier League defender. The targets? Someone who plays in white, marching on together. Leeds, we're in this war together.